minding my own business, yeah, and doing the awards and running around and just doing my thing. And then the guy says, "Oh, BIMM's gonna be there," and you know what I mean. I don't bother. I'm not that guy that texts Jerome, "See you in town. Let's take over London town." Well, I'm not like that still, yeah. So I was just, you know, ghosting as I typically do. I don't really walk around like so, but like I was just ghosting, and I sat down there and I thought, okay, BIMM's gonna perform, and all of a sudden I saw BIMM go up. I thought, okay. All of a sudden come back up again. I was like, yo, I've been doing some hosting choir flex, come like something. But I must admit, I was gritting teeth like a Cheshire cat saying, yeah, that's my boy's choir, you know. That's my boy's choir, yeah, man. I know that youth from his youth, man. He's my boy from BIMM's.
Sure. Affinity Xtra. Be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Xtra.
Yeah, people, this is your boy here, Roger Moore from Affinity Xtra, celebrating gospel music of black origin. This is how we do it. We are here, you know, chopping up, keeping it 100, and you know me already, I kind of touch all sorts of subjects, and I kind of talk the talk, you know what I mean? I'm like this, you know what? I'm too old now to talk all the pretty talk. I'm just going to keep it 100, and I am here today alongside somebody I've known from the 90s. From the straight 90s. Everybody's like, get the calculator out and go, hold on a second, we in 2020. Yeah, we are in 2024. So no, we would say this young gentleman because it makes me feel younger, but it really is not. We're just two big people now where we think about 20 years ago, 20 odd years ago. To be honest, guys, you know, I remember seeing Jerome, and this is really at the beginning stages of myself on the scene as well. Okay. Like, you know, when we was rehearsing in his church, George Street. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know, I'm just remembering now, you know.
Yeah. So I was just there, and I see himself, and I remember, I think it's Rowan's sister, like Tasha. Yeah. You will laugh, you know. So like they were like in one of our rehearsals, like, you know what I mean, watching one of our rehearsals, and I think Josh was like, yeah, that man, yo, they can sing as well, you know. It's like, you know, while Josh was there playing keys for ourselves, but also obviously he's part of that generation at George Street as well, you know. So we go way back, and that's straight up mid to late 90s. Yeah, and that's the scene that we both saw growing up, and we're gonna chop it up. But he is now currently running a choir, which is actually I'm gonna show you. It's a bit peculiar. It's a bit different than average, but in terms of not only how it looks, but also how it started. And for me, it's something that I'm actually proud of what Jerome's done here. And I'll say openly, and this is why I rushed to get him on here, is because I was like, bro, you told me about this choir a few years ago, and to see what it is today, I have to say, you know, get church in to say amen, you know what I mean? So be it, man. It's doing this thing, and I just want to really encourage him from now is to keep going what he's doing, because he's helping to bring the positivity of what gospel music is, a music which is of black origin, to people outside of our community, our immediate community, which is the Afro-Caribbean community that we was blessed within, and actually bringing it out to people that enjoy it and love it and do it with a smile. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's a blessing. So, and I love it when we're doing it, because we need to be gatekeepers of our sound, which I believe Jerome's doing a great job of. So we're gonna go there from there. So Jerome is Bucknor is in charge of the BIMM Birmingham Gospel Choir, and they've won a number of things. So I'm gonna leave it up to Jerome just to he's gonna come up with his nervous vibe, man. People just you know what I'm saying. I'll probably, you know, so don't worry about it. We'll get warmed up, but just explain to everybody out there who's listening in the BIMM Birmingham Gospel Choir. Now, first of all, people are gonna say, BIMM. What is BIMM?
BIMM does not actually stand for anything anymore.
Okay.
It used to when the college stuff started out. It started out as Brighton Institute of Modern Music or something like that, and then it went to British and Irish, and now it just is BIMM.
BIMM, straight BIMM.
Yeah, it's just BIMM. Doesn't mean anything. So BIMM, you got BIMM University, and you've got different campuses. I'm based at the campus in Birmingham. They've got one in London, Brighton, Bristol, and Berlin, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Berlin. Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, cool. Cool.
I'm there. I'm based at the one in Birmingham, and you're asking how the choir started. Is that how you're asking? Or
see, when you're based at Birmingham, are you basically teaching at BIMM?
Yeah, I'm teaching at BIMM. So I'm lecturing in vocal performance and also lecturing on the songwriting course as well. So I get to interact with. Well, when I first got there, I was just teaching first years. I'm doing first, second, and third years now. I've just had my first cohort that I taught from first years. They've just graduated now. Okay. So it was nice to kind of see what we've done as a team. Like it's not just me teaching. Okay, cool. Loads of other tutors that are very involved in the industry that are brilliant at what they do.
Cool. So are you there? You know, when you say vocals, are you there to do like? Is it a case of your? I don't know how to say this, but almost like the black vocals, kind of like, yo, we need to bring the vocals like that, or is it basically a very classical way of doing it you instruct as well? Like, you know what I mean? Like you touch on to. I'm not saying you do opera, but you know, we assume that vocals is like we do all the R&B selection, and when the other guys do the opera and stuff. But do you do you kind of do it all, or how does it work?
Oh no, I can't do the classical stuff because I'm not classically trained. But the music, the university that I'm assigned at, is for contemporary music. Okay. People that want to do the classical stuff, they'd go to the conservatoire, etc. Okay, cool. So here's some more of the classical, so the R&B, the pop, the rock, etc. And that's what they do at BIMM.
All right. Shout out to BIMM. You're doing what you're doing for creativity in Birmingham. And now, so what tends to happen, guys, there was loads of choirs in universities, been going on for years, from since I was at university ages ago still, yeah? So there's loads of choirs going on. Now, if I'm going to flip, and I'm going to talk about, now they asked you to do a choir, yeah? So a couple years ago, yeah? So what was in your mind when you thought, okay, I'm gonna choir now? Because you could have just had a little internal club like everybody does. Yeah. So what? When you started, did you have a vision for what you guys doing?
I didn't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna be very honest. Like, I had just come out of doing my MA and stuff, and I just wanted to. I knew I wanted to teach. I've always known I wanted to teach in university. And then I had the interview. With my colleagues, Tim and Hannah, who I absolutely love, been really supportive. And at the end of the interview, they said, we were wondering if you've been wanting to start a gospel choir because, no, that's what they told me first. I wanted to start a gospel choir. In my head, I rolled my eyes. And I think they might have seen my reaction. I'm not, because I was thinking in my head, like, why do you want a gospel choir?
Yeah.
All of this was going through my mind because I was just in that space, unfortunately. And I did ask them, I said, why do you want to do a gospel choir? And they told me that basically they have a lot of students coming from church background that have been connected to the church, still go to church, or have a belief. Or did have a belief, etc. There's just some connection, some sort of connection.
Church, but anyway, go on.
Yeah. So, and they knew there's a big Christian community in Birmingham, and so they thought, okay, what about if we do a gospel choir? They had their own vision in their mind, but they never shared anything with me. They they gave me a little piece of it as time went on. So anyway, got the job, started. They're asking me if I still wanted to do it. I said, okay, let's go with it. Because I was done with doing choirs. I didn't want to do any more choirs. Yeah. I was just done with it. I didn't mind singing with certain groups and stuff, but I just didn't want to teach or direct choirs, should I say. So that's what happened. And so when I started it, I started off with I think about 25. We could only have 25 people because it was a small room. It was the only room available at the time, I think. And also we were trying to fit it in with lessons.
Yeah, of
so
course.
It wasn't at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's extracurricular.
So that's how it started off, and then it went down to like I think it was about 16 people coming out all the time. But when I actually heard them sing, I was like, okay, you all can sing.
Yeah.
And they were just yeah. And they were just lapping everything up. And like if you tell them to do certain things or approach a particular phrase a particular way, they'd be trying to do it. They'd get it. Sometimes they wouldn't get it. They'd work at it. They'd come back the next week, and it'd be like, okay, then they're getting it. And I was like, okay. So I actually started enjoying teaching a choir. I think. Like,
okay, right. Put a pin in that now. The enjoyment part of it. Now you mentioned that you've got. You mentioned about you got sick and tired of doing choirs and stuff, yeah? So, not saying sick and tired. Did I say?
I think I did say something like
so,
that.
I'm going, okay then, so now, bear in mind, what choirs were you doing before you got any... Well, I'm saying you're sick and tired of them, I don't expose it. So, were you... Because I didn't see you do any choirs, but I saw you part of a AMC and whatsoever, but I didn't see you directing choirs. So, was that like you've been doing a lot of college or school or you just sick or church? I don't know what church. I'm not asking what church, but you know what I'm saying.
No. It's cool.
Yeah.
No. So I'd be doing church stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be called into like help choirs or.
So you'd be like a fixer.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Or worship teams or whatever else, and then like, but the choirs that I did. God, this is gonna sound bad now, and I really did enjoy teaching. I did enjoy teaching them.
Yeah.
But like, I did the national choir for UT. The National Youth Choir.
Oh, you got big thing. Okay, cool.
Yes, I did the National Youth Choir, and then I also.
yo.
So
listen.
I did that, but
the
problem with that is you're bringing together a group of young people that don't always sing, and they don't sing every Sunday, and they're not allowed to sing every Sunday in their own local churches, or all those politics. You got some that really do sing and have they have the ability to. And so when you're trying to bring people together for once a year, you got 3 rehearsals in 3 different regions, then a major,
of course,
then a main rehearsal.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to bring together like some of the songs that were always on board with the big songs, and at first it was cool because you had a set of singers there that could do it, and then as time went on, it all changes. Yeah. And so we used to go into those rehearsals, and it's like you're teaching, and it's like. Some people just aren't getting it, and you're not getting the sound that you want, etc. And you learn how to bring people on board and win people over, but it's just a lot of work.
So ultimately, it's like where not saying it was easy. It was an easy job when you had the likes of in the 80s and 90s when you see the UT conventions on YouTube and you see 400-500 young people on stage. And it's a ridiculous amount of people, not 400-500, but it was a stupid amount of people. Not stupid, it's an amazing amount of people. But then you have to realize is that they've got almost choir. They already got the choir efficacy and standard. They've already been filtered before they get to that choir director. So the fundamentals as the baseline was higher in terms of not only singing level, not only solo level, but just total ability to talk. There's a language that you could use as a director back then that everybody go, we understand, because local choir directors a mini-me of you, so we've already been filtered and adamant. But when you get more into, I'll say these days, and no offense to the Gen Zs and stuff, they're kind of like wild. I wouldn't say wild, but you just heard what I just thought. But anyway, so they're just out like you have to go, oh my gosh, this should have been trimmed off years ago. If you know what I'm saying, is it that kind of vibe? Yeah. So what I'd say is, you'd come to rehearsals, and because singing is an art. It's something you have to practice. It's something you have to do. So if you're not, I grew up in church. I always talk about this with the students. They probably get fed up with me talking about it, but it is the truth. Turning up to church on a Sunday morning and having to sing, not just singing congregational singing, but you sometimes someone would come and ask you to sing a solo, or you'd be more involved in church life. Growing up. True.
And so
Sunday school choir, remember Sunday school choirs and stuff. Man. Recitations,
everything, and even beyond singing, as you're saying, like sometimes you turn up to church and someone say you're going to exhort today, and like,
today, in the next 5 minutes. Come on.
Yeah. So coming back to the choir and doing the choir, it's like you've got a bunch of younger ones that haven't had that I haven't had that. Whereas with the older ones from the 80s and 90s that were in the mass choir, they were singing every Sunday. You had an adult choir, you had a youth choir, you had a junior choir. And so it was easier for them to do certain things. I know, because I'm obviously friends with Audrey. They had their own problems as directors then. Maybe some are the same, some might have been different. But it is what it is. It's all about experience at the end of the day. So I'm not blaming anyone. It's that there was a lot more that I had to do.
100%. And I kind of get it. And we're not saying that in the 70s and 80s and 90s, leading choirs were easier. What we're saying is that basically there is a new problem, and I also it's not nothing on what you're doing. It's when you're doing a professional job. And you're doing and you're basically on amateur vibes, you know what I'm saying? You can't deliver a professional job continually, and this is what a lot of our creators within our churches have been delivering professional jobs with amateur resources. You know what I'm saying? And it's evolved voluntary resources, and it's very, 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 very hard to continually pick yourself up and go again and go again. It's not just about the finances and money, but we have got the resources and everything else. And sometimes we don't support our creatives, and it gets tiresome. You know what I mean? Absolutely get tiresome. So it's not just them experience. So ultimately, a lot of us creatives almost get creative out. You know what I'm saying? And just want to hold a corner, you know what I'm saying? And just hide in the corner, make some pee. I can sing, I can play an instrument, I can teach. Yeah, man, I can do that for the rest of my life and just chill. And we lose that gift from our community, our gospel community. You know what I'm saying? So we could have lost Jerome, but if it wasn't for BIMM, it wasn't for BIMM. But now, I want to go a bit more further back as well still, yeah? Now, when did you start singing? When did you know what I mean? I know you got an older brother who could play guitar, you know what I'm saying? The creativity's in there still, Who saw your talent with his sister, you know what I mean? What was the one that got you? Was it an album and you're singing along and you got hold on? Or was it just you get hit on the stage because, we need a worship team, boom, go up there, sing it?
No, I've always liked singing. I was always like my family, creative, and so like my sister Dawn was singing all the time, and my cousin Lorraine, who was from Wolverhampton, and she was a well-known singer in the area, so she always used to be at the house, and so all of that kind of stuff. I'd hear music around the house. So it went for me when I always knew I could sing because my family would always tell me.
Okay. That's good, That's a good one, man. Big up family there, because sometimes they don't tell you.
And so that was that. But I never wanted to sing. I never wanted to sing in church. I think the time I remember when there was a flip in my level of confidence, because I never wanted to sing in church properly. And I don't know, we used to have this children's church, as we had it every Sunday at Handsworth. And I remember they were doing a Christmas evening, and they were asking if any of us wanted to sing. And for some reason I said yeah. And
so how old was you then?
I was 10. I said yeah, I wanted to sing, and I said okay then, cool. And I did a little rehearsal. I did my singing. But then by the time I got on stage on the Sunday nights, I sang.
Yeah. You patterned up in it.
Yeah. That's whatever that sounded like.
You got some big sister coaching in the session. No, did it? And she push you up and go, come on.
it's just one of those ones, and you just, I don't know, there's just a level of confidence that I had, and I thought, I remember exactly how it felt. So that's when I was like, oh, and I think that's when everyone else saw that I could sing. And so then you get people asking you to do the different programs at church and all this kind of stuff, and then joining the youth choir and all this kind of stuff.
Bookings, in church.
Yeah. So it's all of that. And so that's how it started really for me. And then joining the youth choir at the church in Handsworth. But I was always around, in terms of people that encouraged me. Obviously I had my family, but Rose Anderson was a massive...
Wow. Yeah, Rose Anderson.
Inspiration. Yeah, she was a massive... She's the one that I think in terms of directing, I know. Direct, I absolutely loved watching her direct from a child. So my mum always used to tell her. And I used to watch the way that she direct the signals. I understood the signals and all that kind of stuff. I started working them out as a child.
Oh, wow.
And I'd go home and direct my teddy bears.
Yeah,
So that's how it started. And then, so I joined the youth choir that she was doing at the time, with Michael Davis. And yeah, just evolved from there. There's loads of stuff I started doing and getting involved in. Eternity, which was like the group with Joshua and Dean and
the boy band, man, the boy band.
yeah. So all of that helped me in my confidence, because I wasn't confident. So I asked Joshua, Joshua knew I wasn't confident, and that's, I think that group for me anyway was where I actually started like really building my confidence.
No, 100%.
And realizing, I actually can sing and I can actually do this as a job. I never knew until Joshua told me. Joshua was younger than me. That's what happened.
Yeah, guys, you know, I'm going because I can just picture all these times and zones. You talk about Rose Anderson, you know, in terms of when we talk about Handsworth, we talk about New Testament Church of God and on George Street, George Street Church that many people know in Birmingham. There is a famous group choir from there, the Majestics. Did you catch any of that, or you was more the aftershock? You more heard the stories about the Majestics?
It's more hearing. I was born in '82. I think by 84 is it 84 the last album, the live one in Central Hall? 84, 85, something like that. Maybe I can't remember. But so I caught the tail end. I can't even remember. I can't remember seeing them.
But you must have heard loads of stories.
Yeah, I just heard stories
cool.
So all of that.
No. So you're in a space where it had a massive legacy when it comes to Birmingham. To the massive new T, I'm going to get myself in trouble, but to the major new T choirs in Birmingham. One was at George Street and one was at Highgate, and they were the two key district churches in Birmingham as well. You know what I'm saying? And there were hubs of absolutely great talent when it comes to the New Testament Church of God. So that's great. So that's actually, you know, just to give people insight in terms of, you know, going back. So I'm flipping right back over, and just before you walk into the university, before the interview and all that big situation, you mentioned you got an MA. You know what I'm saying? So you got a master's in like songwriting.
No, songwriting. Yeah, I went to do the master's in songwriting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know, when it comes to songwriting now I was speaking to the musician. Not verbatim, but we're not going to pick his name. But we had a great conversation about this, and you know, songwriting. You're from the gospel scene, and me and him was discussing, you know, about. He was saying the reason, our biggest problem is songwriting within our community. About, you know, and I said also when it comes to songwriting, it's how precious we are with the lyrics, because a lot of soloists, not saying they shouldn't sing soloists, should stick to writing. You know what I'm saying? And actually, and then also there's artists out there that can't write and allow themselves to be writing for. So there's nothing wrong for you, bro, to be writing the next album for a local artist like Anatoly or something like that story, writing the whole album because of your expertise in that. But we don't, I'm not saying Anatoly doesn't, but you know, when we were coming through the scene, nobody was sharing anything like that. Not you. If imagine you sing somebody else's song in your local area, there's no way to thump you up straight afterwards, you know what I mean? No, but we would sing all Kirk and everybody else's songs, Hezekiah Walker. But that's an interesting thing. So that songwriting skill, did you have a passion to come and start writing gospel albums, or was that just a skill that you just enjoy and you said, whatever I use it for?
I've always, singing's always been my main passion. So I actually really started getting interested in songwriting, or recognizing how writing used to make me feel. So I used to listen when I was in my early teens. Mariah Carey had the Rainbow album, and there was like the albums just before. So I used to listen to
by the way, I don't know about it.
All of those albums. And there was a couple of songs on there that I remember listening to. My All was one of them. And I always remember listening and thinking, why do I feel the way that I feel like when I listen to this? I'd never been in a relationship. I didn't experience any of this. But the words used to like really draw me in, and I could get into the emotion of the song. And I always used to be intrigued as to why. And I used to read the lyrics, and I used to like read all her lyrics and see that she used to work with Walter, this guy called Walter. And I was really intrigued. And then I got onto Diane Warren.
Okay.
who's a really big songwriter from back in the 80s, 90s. Rod Stewart wrote Unbreak My Heart, written loads of stuff for other artists, Take Six, etc. And that's how I got into. That's how I really became interested in it.
Okay.
But yeah, in terms of me, like I think after that I started trying to write my own songs. When I was younger. And then obviously Eternity, we used to write our own stuff. I don't think I got involved in the writing process. That was usually other people. And then I just come on board and sing it. But it was when I got to I think the first song that I kind of wrote and released was the one with
Let's go back.
Divine Intervention.
I've actually got the mic that you sang on right behind us, you know. Yo, I've got the gear that's still here that we recorded, and it's crazy because when he came in, and it's like you and you remember Ellis, Darren, you know Darren Ellis, he does yeah. So like you guys are the two singers that I used to come in and thinking I don't have to worry about you guys. You guys were layering. I'm saying, yo, give me 5 of them, give me 5 of this. You know what I'm saying? And it's absolutely crazy. And that was when, because obviously that was just not so much after Eternity, but that was like, you know, it was after Eternity, and it wasn't even a case of, because obviously we all know Josh, and Josh is my cousin, but he's talking about Josh Bates, my cousin and things like that. So like, you know, I mean, there wasn't no like, you know, it was always a case of good vibes, and the thing is I was like, okay, snap, you know, and it's just your ability to even know how to do the harmonies on the vocals. You were quite advanced, bro, because and the thing is, you had your sister helping you as well. Don't come to my house and stuff in it. Yeah. So like I was like, okay, cool. His approach is like, yo, was quite interesting, you know, because people just think it's just sing the words of the hook and just repeat. But the intricacies, how do you build up the harmonies in there, in the vocals, the words, and how it all links in. So it's a vibe, man. It's absolutely right.
Okay. Yeah, to me that was all natural. That's all just. It's funny you talk about that, because to me that's just like when I'm listening to songs, I'm not listening to just the main person. I'm actually listening to the backing vocals. I'm listening to what they do and stuff. So, you know, that's the same. Mariah Carey, I used to listen to like that.
Is it Justin Timberlake? Like he's like his vocals, like there's like Cry Me a River and things like that, songs like that, and how they would do the vocals there. If you actually really listen to these BPs, just the way they whisper certain harmonies, they don't sing it, they whisper the high harmonies because they can't stomach it, but so they whisper it to give it an effect.
It's all about effects and what you want to deliver. So people will approach different phrases differently to create some sort of ambience. So that's how I kind of the album was the first thing that I did, and I've just always been interested since then.
That is so. Here's a question: you got an MA in songwriting, and I know you wouldn't. Would you love to be a they call it prolific, but really have a hub, like be around a scene in the Midlands, not only Midlands but UK, where you could basically write songs for numbers of gospel artists around the UK, going, I've got a hit for you. You're selecting songs for people. Would that be something you'd be interested in? Or something where you don't really, because everyone sees, when you say songwriting, everyone thinks of you going to be like, yo, I'm gonna write this hit. I can do this hook. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Like for me, when I went to do the MA, I didn't know. I always wanted to do an MA, but I didn't know what I wanted to do it in.
Okay, cool.
And to be honest, like going into it, I was at a conference and basically someone was speaking, and then like I was at a point in life where I was like, I knew something had to happen. I needed to do something. I just didn't know what it was. Yeah. And then they were just talking about, you know, upskilling yourself, etc. And I was like, that's what it is. Spoke to a few people, realised, actually, the songwriting, that's what I've always liked creating. So that's when I went and did it. But in terms of what I want, coming out of that, I learned a lot. I learned about not being precious with songs. Like, you know, a lot of us have, we all have ideas in life, not necessarily anything musical, it could be anything. Yeah. And allowing other people in the process to, as long as they're on board with what you can see, being able to build that. There are going to be things that you can take from them, and you know they can contribute, and things that you might not want for what you're doing. But it's about being open. So like, just because we have an idea for a song, it doesn't necessarily translate. Sometimes in our head it feels and sounds great, but then when we're doing it and when we're writing those lyrics, and sometimes the lyrics mean something to us, but actually from someone outside listening or looking at it, they'll be like, it doesn't make sense. So you've got to think
but
about
it's my song, it's about me.
Yeah.
It's my testimony.
Yeah.
You know, how many times have you heard that, man, before a song?
Yeah.
This song is my testimony. And it's good. It's good, but like,
so it's
not that good.
That's the thing. So we're here, I think in general, as people, we're here to communicate with each other. So for me, coming out of the MA and stuff, like, it's giving me tools. I'd love to do some more writing with artists, but not just gospel artists. I've always been into music.
Yeah.
So I love R&B. I love pop. So all of that sort of stuff I do like, and so. Yeah. If things happen.
We're just baiting him out here, guys. Hit him up on Instagram and say, I need you to co-write with me an album. And I think that's something space that we need to be comfortable with. And if you are bringing out a gospel album more, because that's my prime audience in terms of the gospel community, or you're doing an inspirational album, you know me as well, but who more likely to watch this video, I would say feel no way. Hit up like writers like Jerome and so on, and sit down and to share your heart. And I believe, we need to up our levels, because it's not just about the beat. Because I think it's like when I listen to, no offense, when it comes to secular rap, I get bored of it because they chat the same rubbish. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because after the beat, you go yeah. I mean, what are you talking about? Oh goodness, same old. So for me, lyrics is key, because lyrics keep you going back to that tune. You know what I'm saying? The tune's good, but that lyrical content is what is the boss, and I think that, it's important to get the songwriting on. So you come into the thing at MA, you've got the choir. Sorry guys, I took that journey because we had to go back to go forward, you know what I'm saying, and appreciate where BIMM is now. So for me, I'm looking at BIMM Birmingham Gospel Choir right now. So you've got a bunch of keen young people. Majority seem like women. They guys in the choir.
There's
it's the same problem in church.
There's more members in the choir that I could only take 15, 16
okay, cool.
something.
Yeah.
So there's more, but the ratio, there's less males than there are females.
Okay, cool.
In the choir.
No, 100%. I can see that, because that's systematic everywhere. It's the same wherever you go. But so you got the choir now. So when I am now, guys, I'm gonna picture myself. So Jerome told me about this a couple years ago. Two years ago, we was here doing another project, my recounting project. He said, yeah, I just started at BIMM. So I was like, cool. And they asked me about some choir. So that was probably even before the stages of rehearsal. I think it was really early stages. And then I'm minding my own business. And then I saw Jerome put something up about a year ago about going to some competition. Yeah. And I was and it says, I looked, it says BIMM in it. And I was like, you mean the BIMM that you mentioned about there still, yeah? And I thought, okay, yeah, cool. This is good. And I saw the picture now. I've never listened to anybody on there. I saw the picture and I thought, okay, cool. It's got some of the girls, the majority are white girls and so on. I said, okay. I was almost like, oh, bless them, Lord. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I was sleeping on it, man. I just said it as it is, man. That's I bet everybody slept, even off, because he knows everybody was thinking the same thing, yeah? So I just slept on it. I thought, Jerome's taking him out to the to you know what I mean. You take him out to your excursion. You know what I mean. He's just there for the experience, yeah. So when the bits are all coming through and everything, and we're just going, BIMM, bless them, Lord. But I'm not putting no money on them. And all of a sudden, my socials blow up. People go out with things. So I was like, what on earth did he? Because I knew you only just started. It wasn't like this is a 5-year going on project. Yeah, this is a fresh project from a perspective of choirs that you were facing in the competition. And I'm seeing it blow up on yourself. You just tell me about the awards and give me the real name of it, because I keep forgetting the name of it anyway. So yeah, but he was there. He was there, and that was the first time I went, oh, sugar, he's doing something out here. he's doing something. So what was that experience of going to that gospel? Is it UK? Is it
UGCY? You talk about the university one?
Not the university one. The
Songs of Praise.
Songs of Praise. Okay. That's when it really. That's when I thought, oh, Jerome, you're taking this thing serious, because I couldn't believe when I looked at the pictures. I was going, you know what I'm saying? It's a work experience thing. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing I know, he's going through the rounds. He's doing all right. You know what I'm saying? So how was that experience there? You know what I mean?
It was, to be honest.
Was you thinking? Was you expecting?
I didn't want to do it. And the choir know. We actually went to sing. We work with we've been working a lot with Aston Villa Foundation.
Okay.
So the charity element of the football club, and we were doing them. They do a memorial service for players that passed on and supporters that passed on, and we went to sing there. And Birmingham Community Gospel Choir were there, and so I know Maxine, and like we were there and we're singing, and you know, I know we sound okay. And then Maxine came to me afterwards and she says, "Have you thought about doing Songs of Praise?" Because they've done it before. And then like I says, "Oh, not really." I says, "I didn't think they were doing it anymore." And she says, "Yeah, they're doing it this year." I says, "You should get onto doing an audition." I was like, "Okay." And I think just before we went into the program, I was talking with them upstairs after we rehearsed, and I says, "Would you guys be interested in?" This was like less than 8 months of. We'd only been together for about 6 months.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when I saw you doing it, I thought,
yeah. So they were like, yeah, we want to do it. And, like, and in my head, I'm rolling my eyes because I'm like, I don't want to do this. But I had to put me aside, because for me it's about them experiencing stuff. Like I've had lots of experience and they haven't, and I was like, okay, let's just do this. And so we went into it. We did an audition. There's only 8 people that were available. We had to do a video audition. Auditioned. We were like, okay, let's see what happens. They got back to us saying that they'd like to, have us on the program, etc. So. In terms of leading up to it, it was a brilliant experience for them, and for me, to be honest. I didn't realize how much. I actually loved them, and I didn't realize how much heart I actually had behind it until we're finishing in the second song on the night, and I came off on a burst. If anyone knows me, I cry a lot. I just burst into tears. And I was like, because. And I didn't realise, and they didn't show it on the actual tape, the final cut. But some of the choir members were crying after singing. And then there was a few of them that had been going through a lot of stuff I didn't know. But I think just having that experience of like working so hard and getting to the end and being like, so we did that. We didn't win, but in terms of the feedback on sets and then off the sets. Gareth Malone came up to us. He says he can't believe that we've been together for only 8 months and we have that kind of blend. And we heard some other stuff, whether it's true or not, in relation to how the judges were feeling, etc. But the choir absolutely loved it.
No, bro, on a real, like, you gotta look at context at certain things, and the choirs in that competition. And I'm not saying I know it all, but I watched the context and I thought, wow, and. We won't talk about, who does judging and what their skill sets are, but that's a whole other subject in itself. But like, for me, when it comes to what you guys achieved by just getting in the door was incredible, because you were competing against established choirs that have been probably going on for generations. And to be doing it after 8 months. So you're coming out to this. So then, now in the background, now, you've got this university awards that was coming through. So I'm like this, I'm keeping an eye. I'm on their Instagram, So fortunately, Instagram is amazing for me, because I'm not into the feed thing, but I do see when you post up. So I'm seeing them going, okay, this is cute. All this time I'm going, it's quite kind of cute, man. And they're kind of doing their thing, they're consistent. You're doing your thing. I'm thinking, okay, this is going cool. And then you went for the university. Now I've seen the university like quite a competition. I'm going, okay, you're kind of ramping against your kind of age group and maturity, But this will be interesting. And he did all right in that as well still.
the first time we did it was straight after we'd recorded the Songs of Praise thing in October, and then it aired in February, and then February 23, and then the University Gospel Choir of the year was the March.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we did it, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to do it again. I was. Now I've just given in. I've just been like, okay, let's just do stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it, but they were like, yeah, let's do it. And so we're like, okay, let's do it. And we didn't really have much time to prepare, but we came third. They were absolutely ecstatic, and I was like, okay, then that's cool. They wanted to do it the next year, so we did it this year.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. We came back. We wanted to win.
Because
we knew we could. Yeah. We didn't really prep as much as we wanted to for the first time. We came third, and we thought, okay, then we know what we need to do. We've seen the other choirs. We see what they do. What we need to do is kind of up it a little bit more. Put in loads of rehearsals, like being strategic.
You're patching up.
And then we went and we just did what we did, and then
Listen, guys.
And then we won.
Yeah, it won. Actually won it, man. That's like, you know what? We went down to town and took the title and what? Nah, that was actually. And I'm not watching this from the side, guys. I'm going, yo, he just told me about this a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it is a testimony to your ability, bro, to work. And it's not a case of, like you said, it's not a case of people can't sing. It's just bringing these voices together, which is a skill in itself, bro. You know what I mean? And when I hear them sing, I'm going, ooh, that's cute. Yeah, that harmony is nice. And I'm hearing the soulfulness. Now, I was, again, minding my own business. Yeah, and doing the awards and running around and just doing my thing. And then the guy said, "Oh, BIMM's gonna be there," and you know what I mean. I don't bother. I'm not that guy that texts Jerome, "See you there in town. Let's take over London town." Well, I'm not like that still. Yeah, so I was just ghosting as I typically do. I don't really walk around like so, but like I was just ghosting, and I sat down there and I thought, okay, BIMM's gonna perform, and all of a sudden I saw BIMM go up. I thought, okay. All of a sudden come back up again. I was like, yo, I've been doing some hosting choir flex, come like something. But I must admit, I was gritting teeth like a Cheshire cat saying, yeah, that's my boy's choir, That's my boy's choir, yeah, man. I know that you from his youth, man. He's my boy from Brems. But like, on the road, it really came across and big up to Step Forward because it was really, what was really powerful to me, and I said this before the interview, and I was saying to everybody, a lot of our people, and I say our people from our churches and our communities, and you know who you are, not outing you out and be knocking you down. We've done two routes when it comes to choirs outside of our bodies of churches. We've done a turnover thing of a club, which is great, social club for people to get together, or we've come out of a community and just delivered to as I don't want to say mercenaries, but delivered to the corporate world, you know what I mean, and the non-gospel world. But what was really great for me to see with what you're doing was you to actually come not back, but come into a scene that's still evolving, because that scene around you was like, you're going, okay, this is a new scene to what I saw 20 years ago. And it's not a case of you on stage with people that have been singing for 20 years, but you're on stages of breakthrough artists that are in 21, 22, the same ages of the people in your choir. And like, you understand, you've brought that choir back into the gospel scene where it sounded like you was trying to walk away 2-3 years ago, and it took for BIMM to kind of push you back so much in that you're right where I'm going. Jerome is on the stage where maybe it's been about a while since you've been on almost like a roots level kind of like event, like a Step Forward event and whatsoever. So for me, that was really, and big up to BIMM, man. You guys sounded great. I was the whole choir, but let's keep them being. So BIMM Birmingham Gospel Choir, you know who you are. Everyone who sang on that night, you guys look great as well. You know what I'm saying? So you're performing elements of it, you know what I mean, and whatever. You guys looked the part. You looked great. You sounded great. You done your thing. You wasn't flustered. Even if the PA man was a bit struggling. But anyway, so you weren't flustered, you did your thing. Well, you laugh, you know what I'm saying? But that's part of performance. As you said, we're learning when we're younger, the PA guy is sleeping and you have to sing from your stomach, you know what I mean, in a big big George Street church and you're singing with no mic, you know what I mean? And you have to still get it across. So, you know, so to continue perform is really testimony of that, bro. And I really do appreciate and I think that you are actually doing some collaborations as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we collaborated with Lima Blaze, Still Shady, Y Shady, and Dear Day, and Joshua Luke Smith.
Yes.
Yeah. So we did collaborations in that respect. When Dennis of Step Forward approached me, he's tied in with the UGCY. So since we won UGCY, what they try to do is that they try to get the choir that won to kind of try to champion them. We were supposed to do the festival with Anu.
But
obviously that's been postponed to next year.
Cool.
So that was the main thing. Dennis wanted to bring us on board for the awards. He wasn't sure how it would look, but he left it up to Io, who was the MD, to kind of like facilitate that. So Io wanted to do some collaboration. And so as I said to you earlier on, like the artists I'm out the loop. I'm not gonna lie. I've just been focusing on what I'm doing and stuff. So coming back in and you know, I see things here and there, but then like going to the awards and even knowing I'm, you know, the choir were performing with these, I had to go and research. I had to go and research who these artists were. I'm like, and then I'm seeing connections. I'm like, okay then. But so it was new for me. It was new for the choir. I think it was a brilliant experience for the choir again. I think it was the first time half of them were working with in-ears. Some of them had worked with in-ears before. So that was in rehearsals. It was a bit disconcerting for a couple of them. But they managed.
That's good experience, man. That's excellent.
No, it is. And then also for them to kind of be in an environment where everything's just like, we prepared. So we made sure we were prepared as to exactly what we were singing, when we were singing. When we walked in, it's being prepared for the changes. So when I think Still Shady came on to do his rehearsal, the vocalist he was working with, I can't remember her name, she was like, okay, we want this part like this, like that.
Yeah.
So she would like sang it to the choir. They were like, okay, then.
Cool.
Yeah, all of that.
Okay. And then, you know what's really good as well, what I find as well, sometimes when we do gospel choirs with young people, we don't expose them to the other aspects. So as you know, I'm a guy who's known in the rap scene as well, in the urban gospel scene. So it's good for me for that choir to be exposed to not only gospel choir events, but also to be an event where you see rappers, you see singers, you see Afrobeats artists. You know what I'm saying? And you hear a sound which is, the gospel scene is not just monolithic to soul or gospel, you know what I mean, a certain gospel sound. So that's really crazy. So, you know, so we listen, guys, I am looking forward to seeing this choir evolve. I'm also looking forward to the there's got to be side projects from this. There could be some talent coming out of this college that will be maybe become one of the top soloists in the gospel in the next 4 to 5 years. You never know, you know what I mean? So and you know, out there, people, if you want a songwriter, you know, you can co-write, you can send a message over to Jerome and say, yo, you know what I mean, what contract, what we talking, you know, you can do that. But before we end off the show, you know, a bit of, you know, you talk about, you know, sounds or whatever. I want to go down memory lane in terms of choirs, you know. Now I spot he's laughing because me and him is gonna be like chalk and cheese on this one still, yeah. But you know, just tell everybody who your favorite, like, what was the choir, what was the songs that was inspired. He's laughing because you know we got who's your guy, if you had three to go for, yeah. Who's number? Starts with number one. Let's go straight for number one. Yeah. No, man. It's not even trying to work out now. Who is your number one go-to? Then we go to 2 and 3.
Okay. So if you're talking about choirs.
Yeah, choirs.
Hezekiah Walker. He just completely changed the way that, like, in terms of the vibe.
No, true. What was your first Hezekiah Walker album?
The first one, Toronto.
Okay, I was gonna try him out there, so because I got Love in Toronto, I had to love and Second Chance on there.
No, Toronto. No, it was with Toronto. It was Lord Sends Your Spirit Down, Clean Inside.
What was the song that Monique sang on Toronto?
This is the Gospel of Jesus Christ, and also there was another song she did on there.
Yeah. So I know Monique was going on hard on an album. Live in Toronto is for me. That's the Hezekiah sound that I probably like and whatever. So what is your favorite album with Hezekiah Walker?
Hezekiah Walker, oh man, do you know what is that one?
Is it? I let him off. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
It is.
I thought you got a commercial on me and say,
no.
Praise.
Sorry. Sorry. You know, this is why I wish this wasn't recorded like visually, because there's nothing wrong. The song is cool, but
I think I actually, you see the interview with Hezekiah Walker, I don't think you expected it to be so successful. You know when you just said, there you are, and it goes, woo.
But you know what? It's the stories behind the songs that actually kind of like probably actually make the songs as well, and why people are drawn to them. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. And you know, the story, I can't remember. I know I've heard the story behind it. I can't remember right now. But the reason why I like Toronto is because we're live in Toronto. It was the first time I was introduced to him properly. I do remember hearing the older albums in the car with my brothers and sisters.
Okay, stop that. That's the oldest one I heard. There's the older albums.
There's the older ones, from the 80s. Yeah. But that one was the one that I really invested to. And then I remember reading in the credits the story behind the recording, because they nearly didn't make it to the recording because there was a snowstorm and stuff.
Wow.
So all of that, so they only ended up recording it with like half the members there.
Wow.
Yeah. So all of that kind of feeds into why I like the album.
Into that, man. Okay, cool. No, I get there, man. I thought man's playing every break, every 2 seconds. You know, the one that's still about. I was ready for the BIMM Birmingham Gospel Choir to sing that, man, as an anthem every break. Anyway, that's what we get. So who's number two? Who's number two?
Oh man, this is going to be hard now. So choir wise, Jerome. Okay, there is Thompson Community Singers, who I used to, the video that they released, I used to watch that all the time, every Saturday.
You mean Milton Bunsen?
Milton Bunsen.
And which song hits you out? Oh, everybody sang "I'm Available to You."
Oh yeah, there's that. But no, I used to. I don't even know which songs.
One
I used to think
over
and over, He keeps on blessing me. Over and over. All of that. I just loved all the songs.
Yeah, they had a bounce to them.
And
they had a vibe too. I remember cassette tape. I didn't tape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, you got your Walkman, and I'm listening to, and I was going one step of one prayer. And it's like reverse that bass and yo, I was just on the vibe. They had a groove to them that was really, and I think I'm cool with that one. They had some hits, but again, you know the songs, maybe not even from the, you know, for me, I would know the lyrics so much more because our choirs were singing.
We sing on more time.
All them time. Yeah. So then, third now.
So this isn't actually, no, it started out as a choir and it kind of went into like a chorale kind of, Fred Hammond. And RFC.
Radical of course.
Yeah.
You talking about Inner Court?
Yeah, from then. Although
the live CD, they got live at the studio recording.
I used to listen to Inner Court. I used to like it.
Yeah.
But I kind of got more into him when he released Spirit of David.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't
before the Pages of Life.
You know. Yeah.
So I like stuff like Breathe Into Me. Breathe into me, oh Lord.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Used to love that song. We used to sing it at church, like it's a choir and stuff, and loads of other songs off the album, man. So that's what got me into RFC. So when the live album came out with, you know, the double CD, all of that, that was just icing on the cake for me. And then obviously Pages of Life, Chapter 3 and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, just from that, I got even more of an insight into Jerome. So I was ready to beat him up and sack him over Hezekiah Walker, but we understand where he's coming from still, you know what I mean? So it's coming from foundation, you know. So big up to Hezekiah Walker anyway still, but Hezekiah, you know, man, you know your diehard fans, what they into, you know. I think live in New York, and also, you know, maybe people like that song is because he never modulated. So they could copy him.
Do you know what? What was interesting is when he came over in November, is the people that were there were diehard fans, and so when he was asking the crowd, "What do you want us to sing?"
About this, you know.
And the reason why he couldn't do a lot of the older stuff that we were asking for is because the musicians that he had didn't know the older stuff. Oh. Yeah, so they weren't familiar with the older stuff. He had I think the bass player was the one that he was the original one. I think. Yeah. But a lot of the other ones were in some of the new ones.
But he brought a swing to big choirs that I remember. I remember seeing him in Aston. He was at Aston University.
Didn't you go to the one in Prophecy at Aberdeen Street when you first came?
No.
Didn't you go to that one? That was the.
Was that good?
That was yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I went to that one as well. Aston, I went to that one as well.
And I think that people don't realize these experiences of artists coming over. They stick to you. Like I remember, like I was a Kirk fan, and I say I was because Kirk's Kirk right now. Yes, no. I'll just see if he'll come. Like, Kirk. When he went for Fred, I was like, yo.
There was both of them, to be honest.
Kirk's a game changer for me.
No. It was
at the time, he was saying
because
Kirk's the vocals of the choirs. He brought a sound.
They were different.
There was like everyone's like this. All right, then I tell you what, get rid of the trashing, and just stick with the G's, and it brought the chorale vibe into, and that had such a big sound that I was like, oh my gosh, like he's and the thing is, what they were doing was like,
it was different too.
Yeah, it was different.
I should have chosen him as well, to be honest. I'm not even going to say that. He was staple. Like I was a massive Kurt fan, as in like. From the album, Symphony Hall, all of that.
Symphony Hall, that gig.
Yeah, man. I
took Mrs. out of date that night. You know what I mean? I remember that gig, man. And you got Symphony, and you got like with that his first, I would say, up to Hosanna album when he did that live one with Papa San on the track and all that business.
Yeah,
that album. I think up to this Kirk, yeah, man, you're legendary. You're absolute legend. When you look at,
amazing.
You know what I'm saying? When you look at that, and these influences and inspires us over here. And I think this is the power of gospel music. It inspires sounds. It inspires us to do great stuff. It's inspired, Drum, you doing the gospel choir right now was inspired because of the fact that basically your entry point into music, you nothing but saw a choir. You know what I mean? You worked out, by looking at, like you said, the choir as a child, you was there looking at the conductor, working that language. It all comes from the choir. And this is, for me, the biggest missing link in why our talent pool has weakened in our churches is because we haven't really invested in the choir. And it's just basically petered out in our churches. Remember, every week you'd have different choir, the men's choir, the women's choir, the church choir, the youth choir, the children choir. You know what I'm saying? We had so much choirs, you know what I mean? And now, bro, is there enough people for a choir? You know what I'm saying? And it's scary and it's sad where it is. And I think, we want to be nostalgic, we want to be real at the same time. Maybe that it's not going to come back. But we have to pay homage to that.
Yeah.
100%, bro. So just on the closing, bro, is BIMM Birmingham Gospel Choir going to be releasing out a EP next year?
We are hoping. We should have, to be honest. We should have recorded. We should have recorded this year.
Okay.
We should have recorded this year. The thing is, I'm trying not. I'll
kind
of guide in terms of writing and stuff, but like because it's a music college, like there's a lot of fantastic singers, writers there, and I love. This is one of the reasons why I love teaching is because I actually love learning from them and hearing what they've got to say. But we should have started recording this year, earlier on this year, but it didn't kind of take off the ground because everyone's going back home and stuff and over summer. So hopefully next year there'll be something out. We got something in the pipe, a couple of things in the pipeline, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's great. Listen, guys, I did know that. I ready to put some pressure on him, and he's like, yeah, already on it, man. You know what I mean? So we look forward to that. And listen, guys, do feel no way. Put in BIMM, and that's with a double M at the end, and just put down Birmingham. You should know it's about Birmingham Gospel Choir. I said it like a Birmingham guy there. Birmingham Gospel Choir. And we just want to shout out again for Jerome. Keep up the good work, and we even touched on all the stuff that he's done and whatsoever, because he's doing amazing work with other people out there as well. And bro, just keep it going, bro. And I'm glad and I'm proud of you just representing, you know, I would say our gen, man, you know what I mean, out there in our community, who I know that was there back then, you know what I mean, doing out there. So proud of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? 100, man. Yeah, blessings, man. Blessing, guys. This is Roger and Affinity Xtra, celebrating gospel music, Black origin. Make sure you check out all the choir stuff out here, and BIMM, you know, representing, leading the way, winning the trophies for Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? But this is how we go, man, guys. Yeah, blessings, people.
Hey, this is your bishop. This is your bishop from Rock Solid. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for clicking and subscribing, and also sending these videos to other people as well. We are so hungry to get your support. So remember, check us out on our website, and also check us out on Insta, and wherever you want to find us on Spotify. You can play us all day as well. And just make sure that you are supporting this channel, that we are developing our agenda towards music of Black origin, and that is gospel music with a message. So please walk with us on this journey. Bye now.